In this video, we're going to learn how to conduct a hypothesis test as well as construct a confidence interval for difference of means in two independent samples. Our two independent samples are going to be cars that have 4 cylinders versus cars that have 6 cylinders and the braking distances for each of these cars. And we're testing to see if the difference between the mean braking distances between these two types of cars is 0. Or basically, are they equal? So it's pretty easy to conduct this test and create the intervals. Go to parametric tests, to sample t and z test, and then next thing you want to do is grab sample 1, including the column label, click on sample 2 and including the label as well. And it's 1 column per sample. Do not choose paired sample because they are not. We are going to use a student's t-test because we do not have the standard deviation of the population. And even though our sample size is small, we're going to assume it comes from a normal distribution. Under options, we're going to do the means are going to be subtracted and they're going to be not equal to 0. And that's our alternative hypothesis, which works out to be a 2-tailed test. Missing data, keep that option. Outputs, we'll keep the descriptive statistics. And charts, we'll leave that off. Now all we have to do is click on OK. See that we have a sample of, first sample has 13 data points in the first column, that's these. And sample 2 is these guys here. 12 of them, and in 1 column as well. Hit continue to execute the command. And you can see, first of all, we have the mean and standard deviation. See, the means are very close. And our 95% confidence interval means the following, that if we were to conduct this test many times, we would expect the true difference in the means to be within roughly -5.3 and 7.9. And 0 is in between, so there is a possibility that we can say that the difference between these two means are 0. And we're going to conduct this by using a p method value, and the way this works is the p-value, if it is larger than your alpha or your significance level of 5%, which was chosen, or 0.05, then we do not reject the null. Since this is the case that the p-value is greater than alpha, we're not going to reject the null. That means we are going to keep it, and that means the difference between the means of these two samples is considered to be equal to 0, or in other words, the braking distance between 4-cylinder cars and 6-cylinder cars is negligible between the differences. And this is how you conduct a hypothesis test as well as construct a confidence interval for difference of means in two independent samples.